When people think of U.S. cities that are most likely to build a thriving community that promotes the health and happiness of all its citizens, Chattanooga, Tennessee probably doesn't come to mind, assuming you've even heard of it. Chattanooga is a stunning little city that sits along the Tennessee River. It's surrounded by mountains, trees, and bridges with unique architecture and plenty of nods to our railroad roots. But our history hasn't always been so pretty. Maybe you guessed from the name, but Chattanooga is a Native American word, and this was once Native American land. Today, our downtown marks the beginning of the Trail of Tears, which was the forced removal of the Cherokee tribes at Ross's Landing. This southern city was also where several of the bloodiest Civil War battles were fought, and where racism continued to thrive long after the war. While it was our trains and railroads that officially put Chattanooga on the map and gave everyone something to sing about, it wasn't long before the heavy emissions from manufacturing resulted in Chattanooga being named the dirtiest city in America. But the thing about Chattanooga is we've never tried to hide from our past. We've chosen to stare it in the face and then begin to do the work to heal it. And that's what we've been busy doing. We've gone from taking land away to preserving thousands of acres of natural forest and giving it back to the public with hundreds of miles of trails within 10 miles of downtown. The once dirtiest city in America is now one of the cleanest and greenest, having recently been nominated to become a national park city. We went from rail speeds to light speeds, building the world's fastest internet. A city that once suppressed the rights of citizens today has an elected city council represented by a majority of women and people of color. And some of the most painful parts of our past, we've chosen to publicly honor and memorialize so we'd never forget. But Chattanoogans are not shy about admitting that we've got a lot more work to do. From creating good-paying jobs, to improving our schools, to making our streets safer and our houses more affordable. We've committed to doing better and leading the way forward. The timeline arrow is symbolic of forward progress. That got us thinking, what if our logo was represented by an arrow pointing towards the better future we're committed to creating for everyone? And could the word Chattanooga be represented by a typeface that was a nod to our industrial roots, making this arrow feel almost like a historic railroad sign? And what if we could capture the healing power of nature that surrounds this city with something that represents our rivers and trees? We're thrilled to introduce the new Chattanooga logo. Here's what we love about it. The logo lets the word Chattanooga be the star, and it's very easy to read. It feels historic, like it has weight and industrial roots, but it's also modern, pointing forward to our positive future. The logo symbolizes the two elements that frame our city with natural beauty, our forests and the Tennessee River. It's simple, iconic, and incredibly functional in the many ways this logo can be used. Let us show you what we mean. Starting with the color palette. We chose a color palette from pulling colors directly from our city. Our bridges, trees, buildings, and the places we're known for. These colors can be used to create their own arrow pattern in the background of our secondary logo, giving a sense of forward motion. Our secondary arrow logo can also be stacked to fit in smaller spaces. We even have an abbreviated baby logo. Isn't that cute? And this design can even extend into our individual city department logos. But we also wanted to introduce other patterns and design elements to reflect the richness of our city. These patterns represent our mountains, water, art, trees, design, nature, culture, and technology. And when you take our arrow and break it into cross sections, you get these unique shapes. When you combine the patterns with these shapes, you get something that looks like this, all pointing the way forward. And here's what the new Chattanooga logo looks like in use out in the world. From the pins that our mayor wears, to hats, trash cans, city trucks, buses, t-shirts, mugs, you get the idea. You'll likely start to see this new city logo and design used on our new website and in posters and signage around town. We love that with a simple arrow and nothing else, we can tell our story of where we've been, but more importantly, where we're collectively going. This city is teeming with passionate, feeling humans who remember our past and are working hard to create a better future for everyone who lives here. And that's why Chattanooga, the city you'd least expect, may have the very best shot at being the city that can show the rest of the world how it's done.
All aboard!